Hello, it's Richard Smith here from Amazing ICT with video 2 of Fun of the Fair. Since you've been away, I've just gone into the backdrops and I've just painted a little backdrop using these very simple tools, drawing tools, text tool, a fill tool, rubber, and select tool, and you can even select and duplicate, which is quite nice. So there's my background. It just makes it look a little bit more interesting with my sprites, with my characters. So before we were looking at how to control this. So what we've got here is when we press the right arrow, it makes sure it just goes left and right. We don't want it turning it upwards or downwards. We say which direction, so clearly we want, if it's the right arrow, we want it to go right, and we're just making it move 10 steps. So when I press this, it'll go that way, and the same for the left arrow. So what I've done is to duplicate that, and I've got a second character. So this one I wanted to be controllable with separate keys, so you can see I've got D and A. So now I can whiz the little cars around, and it looks okay. So what I do then is to save that. So I've logged in. So I'm suggesting that students talk to their parents and create a login. I found it to be very safe, but you do need to put a parental email in. So I'm going to save that because I'm quite happy with that. Make sure you put a file name up here. So what we're going to say now is we're going to say if this car hits the other car, we want something to happen. So I might just get the cat to say ow or something. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a new statement. And this is quite an interesting one. It's an if statement. So if I'm on sprite 1, if sprite 1 touches sprite 2, sprite 1 cat will say ow. So we need to go into this. We haven't used this before, the sensing tool. So if it touches sprite 2, then something will happen. It's a look. It'll say ow for 2 seconds. Ow, ow. Now before we link this in here, basically what we want to do is we've got to duplicate it. So that was a right click, because we're going to have 2 of those. I've just messed that up. It's quite easy just to move stuff around. So what we're saying is this will all happen, but if it touches sprite 2, it'll say ow. So let's put that in there, and we'll just test it. Now, clearly, if you're designing a game, you've got to test it. If it doesn't work very well, you've got to change it, and you have to do something called debug it. So debug means gets rid of the errors. So, ow, ow. And then it moves away. Ow. Okay. So, I'm going to save that now. And then you can have a go at doing that with your own characters. Don't forget, it hasn't got to be dodgem cars. It could be anything to do with the fair that you want to create. So thank you for watching.